Lots of dirt balls ready for another exciting Dirty Sports episode.
Are we live? Did we go live?
I think we're basically live.
Basically live.
I mean, it hasn't showed up,
Pretty much live, and there's not live.
but it's always on a delay.
Fuck it. We won't go live.
We are live.
So you say. We'll see when my phone gives me the alert.
We are live because I got an ad.
Okay.
That means they got to watch that shit so we can get paid. All right, let's do this. Welcome. What the fuck, dude? The fuck was that? You trying to, fuck with me?
What? I didn't even...
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Why are you mocking me over there?
I don't know. I just realized that we're live on YouTube. I haven't been taking enough advantage of the fact that this is also video. So many years of just being an audio podcast, you know. We've had our gifts over the years, but I just did a great – if you are not watching this on YouTube, if you watch that intro, I literally do word for word with you. I didn't even have to, time it. I have the timing of it down. It's pretty perfect.
You have my timing down.
Yeah.
Well, we have Twerks with Wolves here. He will be monitoring the YouTube comment section.
And then Mojetis.
So if you guys have any comments, he will hopefully make notes of those, and we can get to some of those later. There is so much to talk about in the show. I haven't been this excited for an episode in a long time.
Really?
I really haven't.
It's like that.
Dude, it's like that. I mean, we got NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Game 7, the Ruther curse in effect, United States women's national team with a wild game over Thailand. Kellen Winslow Jr. gets
Especially since we're calling them Thailand.
Thailand?
Yeah.
Kellen Winslow Jr. convicted of rape.
The Ruther curse again.
Hard Knocks. I changed out Bill Walton for Ray Guy. If you look over there.
Wow, look at that.
The Raiders are going to be a Hard Knocks. I don't even know where to start.
I think you have to start with the Stanley Cup champion, St. Louis Blues.
We do.
Come on. We just got into hockey, and they just won the cup.
Of course.
We got to start there.
Jordan Binnington.
Was it fantastic? You know, one thing I've always loved about hockey, it's similar with soccer too, actually. That those sports where it's like one team pushing on a goal. A lot of times, the team that's getting tons of attempts on goal will get stoned, and then the other team comes back and gets a goal. Which I was saying that as I was watching it tonight with a friend who is a St. Louis Blues fan. I was like, I don't know. You're all nervous because they keep getting shots on goal. I'm like, as long as your goalie cannot let any of these in, it might end up translating into you guys coming back and getting a goal on the other end. And wouldn't you know it, one happens, another one happens at the end of the first period. That 8 seconds left, one at the end of the first period. It was over.
That was the game.
It was over.
They had the first period. The Blues had 4 shots on goal, scored 2 of them.
Yeah. Incredible.
The Bruins had 500 shots on goal.
Yeah.
Binnington, dude, some of those saves, it's all about the goalie, man. It's like the pitcher in the World Series.
Totally. Of course.
It's all about the goalie.
And they kept showing out throughout the game he has the most wins ever for a rookie goalie in the playoffs, which obviously is 16 wins, all of the wins, basically.
Yeah.
Right? 4 rounds, 4 wins. Fantastic. And, we've got the Ruther curse, which we'll talk about. But I've basically been rooting for the Blues since the beginning of the playoffs, and the Blues just won their first Stanley Cup ever. Am I taking sole credit for it? No, I think that goalie probably has, more of a claim to credit than I do, but I'm taking a lot of claim to the credit.
You're taking claim.
Yeah.
I think 100% of the credit goes to me.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that you are a curse. You don't get to take credit for their win because you chose against them, but it did 100% prove you're a curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the credit.
Yeah, but you don't get credit. You're not like, oh, I murdered somebody. I get credit for them dying. It's like, wow, you murdered them.
No, the Ruther curse is real. In fact, the tweets have been on fire tonight. Shout out to all the dirtballs. And people have offered money now. I got my first offer for a financial transaction for me to curse the team that they obviously don't want, or the team that they don't want to win.
Right.
It's a reverse curse.
See, that's the thing. It's not as simple. The thing with the Ruther curse is it's not quite as simple. Like, I'm a Mets fan. I want the Mets to, win the World Series. But you can't just say the Mets aren't going to win the World Series. That leaves everything open. What you can do is curse a team.
It has to be genuine.
Yeah, but also you can only curse a team. You can't curse everybody.
Yeah.
You got to curse a team. Like, we can't reverse it. But, like, I saw somebody wanted you to say that the Ohio State Buckeyes were going to win in the Big House.
And they will, by the way.
He wants you to basically curse the Buckeyes.
You know what? I actually believe that. That's one of those. Ohio State has Harbaugh's number.
But now no Urban Meyer.
I don't care. They're going to win.
You've just given away. This was see, this is why you're so bad. This was something you could make money. You have to take a page out of Joe Prano's book, right? Give your Venmo, then make the curse.
Well,
I
think Dylan's good for it. I believe it was Dylan. I think he's good for it. I firmly believe that. Until Harbaugh proves he can beat Ohio State, I got the Buckeyes, even with the new coach.
In the Big House this
In the
year.
Big House. Don't matter.
Wow.
I firmly believe that. That's the thing with the curse, guys. You might offer me, like I said, a financial transaction, but I have to believe in it. Like, I firmly believed going into this series that the Boston Bruins would win in 6.
I mean, you firmly believed, knowing almost nothing about hockey.
Nothing.
But you did firmly believe.
I firmly believed that the Blues had no chance tonight, even though anything can happen in Game 7. The big Poppy thing.
Did I miss it? Did they show his video message?
I didn't see
that
anything.
End up happening? Did he not end up doing it?
What I saw Gronk in a Bruins jersey. I saw Edelman in a Bruins and Ortiz jersey. I saw Charles Barkley look like he just left Walmart. I don't know what he was wearing tonight. Loved him, though.
Yeah, he was great.
Hockey fans are not appreciative. Did you see that on Twitter?
They were like, what's he doing there?
Yeah. Which was funny.
Let me answer that for you, hockey fans. They're showing your playoff games on the Golf Network. He's there trying to drum up some sort of interest in the NHL playoffs.
He was the number one trend after he went on.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of hockey fans. Shout out to our buddy Robert Littell, Black Sports Online. He tweeted that initially. He goes, look at all the hockey Twitter's not happy. And then after I saw his tweet, I went to it. And even some dirtballs were bitching. Guys, what Prano said is 100% right. They're trying to get ratings. And Charles is a big hockey fan. And then I responded to one of the dirtballs. Guys, John Hamm was on last week. So let's just tap the brakes a little on
Jenna Fisher.
Yeah.
Also, they weren't even asking Charles for, he wasn't doing the, I'm a fan of this team or I'm a fan of that team thing. He was he went deep on the hockey.
He's a huge fan, right?
Yeah. He was talking about the Coyotes because when all his time in Phoenix with the Suns. He's talking about the coach played in Philly when he was in Philly. They both played the Spectrum together.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Also, once again, look.
Not a good look for hockey fans.
Let me just say this. I was out at a bar.
Which bar?
It was called Waterman's in Hermosa
In Hermosa,
Beach.
Yeah.
Tonight for the Game 7. Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. One team is going to win. I saw 3 guys in Boston Bruins, in some sort of Boston Bruins paraphernalia.
Yeah.
I saw one other guy in a Red Sox hat. There was basically 5 guys that were clearly rooting for the Bruins.
Yeah.
I was with somebody rooting for the St. Louis Blues. She did not have on any Blues gear.
New fan.
Yeah, not saying that, but Blues fan.
New fan.
Okay. And the rest of the bar was watching the game, but was fairly indifferent.
Sure.
When they won, she was even saying she just came back from St. Louis. She's like, I wish I had stayed in St. Louis. I feel like no one cares. The other night, I was with Laz at Jameson's on Main Street for Raptors Warriors.
Formerly known as Finn McCool's.
Yeah, Raptors Jameson's, by the way. At first, I was like, corporate.
How is it? I rode my
amazing.
I rode my bike by yesterday.
It's amazing. There's 300 TVs.
I said they're marketing the TVs and the sports bar aspect.
But the whole fucking bar was into it. The whole bar was rooting for one team or the other. Except for me, because I was like basically rooting for the Raptors, but then I started rooting for the Warriors solely because I want to watch Laz watch 2 more Warriors games. Like, he was talking. I don't know if you saw the video that I posted on Twitter, but
I didn't see it.
He was like threatening. He was like, "I'm gonna smash my glass and shove it into that guy's eye. Like, you're gonna have to fight these dudes." And he was so worked up that I was enjoying watching Laz watch basketball more than I was enjoying watching basketball. But my point is, the entirety of the bar with every shot was like, like,
you're about to diss hockey. This is where you're going with this.
I'm just saying.
You're saying people don't care.
I'm just saying.
Well, obviously, it's not the NBA.
My point is, far less people care, and maybe the NHL on NBC is like, hey, basketball's killing it. Why don't we take everybody's favorite basketball commentator and get him over here as a crossover since he loves hockey?
And not to mention,
so for you hockey people bitching, like, sorry for trying to fucking save your sport.
I was about to say, he legitimately, I've heard him talk numerous times on NBA on TNT about hockey.
Yeah.
He actually does follow the sport, guys. He loves the sport. He follows it. So anybody who's saying, oh, Charles Barkley doesn't know shit, I'm not saying he's an expert. He follows the sport. He knows more than me. He knows more than you.
Yeah. Probably knows more than he knows about fucking college basketball, and they let him do that every year.
Yeah, it's a good point. But, yeah, man, it was a dominating performance. I mean.
Play Gloria.
Well, I see in the YouTube comment section people want me to play that. Copyright infringement. Can't do that. Don't want to be demonetized.
Yeah.
Cue Bresler.
Yeah. China won't let us play Gloria.
No, can't do it. Won't do it. But shout out to St. Louis. Obviously, I have,
a history in St. Louis.
Well, I lived there for 5 years. It was where I matured as a young man.
You lived there for a year after college.
I went to college for 5 years.
Ah, gotcha.
I want to take that back. I did not mature as a young man. It's where I really became a fucking moron.
Yeah.
As a young man.
I agree.
And
let's not forget you were living in like an apartment that looked like a back room fight club before the denting, before we turned your shit around. You didn't mature until somebody kicked your head in downtown LA.
I don't think I matured until last year, to be honest. Credit some of the books I've read.
The books you've read. I can't believe Jordan Peterson's gonna get credit. I was like, paint your apartment, get a new couch, fix your life.
It's a combination.
Yeah.
I gotta give you some credit, Jordan Peterson, David Goggins, the mayor.
David Goggins.
I'd even get, I gotta give my
Joe
ex-girlfriend
Rogan.
Gotta give Jenny some credit. She helped out. She was a part of that. I'm saying there was a lot of people.
You gotta give Rogan some credit.
Oh,
you're not going to the post office anymore. You're buying your shit on stamps.com.
No, I actually looked into stamps.com. I'm still going to the post office.
Like, taking a lot of fucking protein shakes. I'm cutting out sugar.
Well, that's some stuff off air. I don't know if I want to get into. We don't have time for.
I'm shooting and eating my own elk. No big deal. By the way, you told me to listen. Rogan comes up. Drink. You told me to listen to fucking the Jeselnik episode because they like.
They talk stand-up a lot.
They talk a lot of stand-up, which I did, and they did talk a lot of stand-up, and it was great. But, like, there was, like, an SNL sketch Joe Rogan podcast moment where they're, like, talking about divorce, and he's like, yeah, chimpanzees. Like, I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do? He's, like, talking about chimpanzees, like, ripping some dude's face off. Like,
yeah.
He transitions from divorce. I'm like, this is the most Joe Rogan shit ever.
I love that stuff, though.
It's like,
you don't love that?
He loves to, like, no matter what you're talking about, he'd be like, who does that? Chimps, man. Chimps will rip your face off.
Dude, I'm deep. I'm deep into those
Stanley
guys.
Cup Finals, great tonight.
Yeah.
Chimps will kill each other over a silver cup. I saw it on YouTube. Murdered this guy. This one guy gave a fake Stanley Cup to his nephew, and the chimp saw it. Ate that dude alive, ripped off his toes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but don't you find that shit fascinating?
No.
I find that shit fascinating.
Why? We've already evolved out of chimps.
Because we're so closely related to a lot of these. We can't be doing this discussion. There's so much sports to have tonight. Because now you got me thinking about the elephants. You know elephants, they actually have feelings like us. And there's this new video
I got a feeling.
where, see, I can't even explain it.
Did we just get demonetized because I started singing that song?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know how you get demonetized, deplatformed. That's the word they use, right? Deplatformed?
I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is,
Hey, worst comes to worst, we take this thing over to Vimeo Live. By the way, Joe Parent takes the stand, available on Vimeo.com.
it's a good plug.
Vimeo on demand.
The Blues, they did it. That's all we have to say, guys.
Congrats to the St. Louis Blues. I mean, Boston doesn't win. Fuck Boston, right? They tried. I know.
That would have been their 13th city title since the turn of the century.
I know we're going to talk about it, but the Boston Bruins owner paid $78,000 to have Big Papi shot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
In hopes of rallying.
$7,800, by the way.
Was that what it was? $7,800?
Yeah, that's why it's such a big deal.
Oh, wow. I thought it was $78,000. I still thought it was a big deal. $7,800. Paid $7,800 to try to have Papi shot as a little last inspiration. I heard the first strategy was to have, like, Tom Brady slip and fall, like, in his Uggs or something like that. But they were like, we can't do it to Brady. We got to go for a retired star. We got to do Big Papi.
$7,800.
Yeah.
That's how poor shit is in Dominican Republic.
Now, so this story has broken that there's suspects. They were detained.
There's like 4 to 5 suspects.
But what is the reasoning behind it still?
They don't know.
So how do they know that these guys were all involved?
Well, Joe, you know how corrupt these countries are.
Right. But they know how much he was offered, but they don't know what the reasoning behind it was?
That's the latest that I read. Now I could be wrong if there could be something that's been updated, but 6 suspects, including the gunmen, have been identified. 6. Dude, this is like some narco shit. Because when you read the suspect's name, some of these names and their nicknames, it's hilarious. Among the suspects were Luis Alfredo Rivas Clase,
That's one person?
aka the surgeon.
That sounds like a like South American soccer tournament.
Luis Alfredo Rivas Clase.
Yeah, the Clase. Oh, are you watching El Clase?
Yeah. Also known as the surgeon.
Yeah.
As well as a woman known as the Venezuelan or Red.
Because she's Venezuelan.
Yeah. And 2 other men. So there's 5 to 6 people involved. They say they do not know why he was shot. Anyway, he goes there a lot, Ortiz, to visit his father and sister. We had asked that.
Bigger Papi.
Yeah.
Is his dad's name.
But here's a fun stat for everybody listening.
Papa Papi.
The Dominican Republic is one of the world's most dangerous countries. Well, no shit. The murder rate stands at 12.5 killings per 100,000 people, placing the Dominican Republic in the top 10 to 15% of the most violent countries in the world. Now, you've been there.
I have. Yeah. I killed it. I murdered a pussy while I was there.
I was hoping you were going to say that. I was like, is he going to go there? Did he murder a pussy? He said it. You heard it here first. I love these late night YouTubes. They're fun.
Do children are children a high part of that number? There are a lot of children murdered.
I don't know, Joe. What are you alluding to?
I don't know. What am I alluding to?
Maybe a girl who's 16.
Hey, no. First of all, that's not true. Don't put that out there.
We'd be deplatformed,
yeah,
demonetized.
We'd be deplatformed.
That's some R. Kelly shit right there.
Yeah.
Although you might say $7,800 does not sound like a lot.
That was in 2000 I think it was 2000. So I was actually Big Papi before Big Papi. I was the original Big Papi. It's like, oh, Papi. I'm like, please, I'm not your father. Although I'm probably old enough.
Yeah. I love it when they call me Big Papi.
Yeah.
$7,800 probably goes a far way in Dominican Republic.
Yeah. Like you've
been there.
4th richest man in the country.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, on the outside looking in, you say, oh, that's not much money to try to kill somebody. But I've read some shit. these countries. I talked about it on the show before. I read an interesting piece in the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, I expand my brain a little from time to time, talking about what people will do in Mexico
The
to
Wall
murder.
Street Journal. Did you read that article because your dad mailed you the actual paper clipping? He's like, check this out when it gets there.
By the way,
He's like, by the way, I bought my postage on stamps.com. Shout out Rogan.
The Joe Prano doing Walt Ruther doing as Bernie Sanders, huge hit with the Ruther brothers.
Oh yeah.
So they're even though nobody watches but my little brother, I think he's the only one who listens to Dirty Sports. I think they're clamoring for some more.
He shared it.
I sent it to my brothers.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, no, my dad has not sent me an article in a while. I don't think he realizes that I actually have his password for the Wall Street Journal, even though he's given it to me multiple times.
I'm sort of a lawn socialist. I cut the neighbor's lawn. I cut the neighbor's lawns, and I don't ask for any money. You know, give a little, get a little. It's a barter system.
I just looked up briefly. I have to just read this comment. I know you're monitoring the comments over here. Twerks. Jordan McGrady says, "What is the worst thing you would do for $7,800?
I'd murder somebody.
$7,800? You'd murder somebody?
I mean, if I knew that person was trash,
Yeah.
I'd murder somebody for $7,800. Yeah.
Well, go to the Dominican Republic, man.
I mean, yeah, but like, I can't murder somebody for $7,800 if the person they want me to murder is Big Papi. You know what I mean?
All right.
But if somebody was like, hey, you know, my husband's cheating on me. He's a college professor or something like that, and he knocked up his 18-year-old student, and then he also and it was just like savage, like dirty shit. I'd be like, all right, $7,800, I'll take him out. I tweeted about it the other day. I watched because it just happened to be on HBO Zone, whatever that is. Grosse Point Blank.
Yeah.
Such a great movie. And he explains how he ended up being a killer. He's like, took a psychological test. I have, holes in my psyche. I have I forget the exact wording used. Ethical, like some ethical wiggle room. I feel like I have, moral I have moral blind spots. Like, I'm not sure I believe in God. I'm pretty sure I don't. Like $7,800, man, that'll go a long way. That'll get the Cadillac fixed. If you tell me your husband's like having sex with your 14-year-old daughter or something, I'll take that dude out for $7,800.
Boy,
also, I'll throw you some money back.
I see we have some comments. Let's hop to intern Twerks over here. I see we have some stats on the average income in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, so shout out to Rebby Grill. Looks like
St. Louis Cardinals fan, Rebby Grill. Hopefully
big Cardinals
a Blues fan.
Possibly, maybe a Blues fan after tonight. But he looked up the Dominican Republic average income, and it ranges between $1,874 and $3,748. So I mean, you're bringing home less than $5,000 if you're in the Dominican Republic.
A year?
A year.
That's the average yearly income.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told you. And then I see we have some what are the donation requests going on?
Yeah,
right now?
we got a couple of donations in the comments. First one is from Calvin Pentland for $10.69. Shout out 69. He wants to give a big shout out to Ruther and his curse for finally bringing home the Stanley Cup to St. Louis. And he said, "Stay dirty. Condoms are for Boston."
Condoms are for Boston.
That's
because they should stop procreating that fucking cesspool of a town.
And then we also got a donation from Aaron Giedrich. So shout out Aaron, and he is saying in all caps, "Play Gloria." So I mean that's been a hot topic in the comments tonight is "Play Gloria."
Well, guys, again, I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, first of all, that's what they say.
Of course,
they just say "Play Gloria." I don't know if they're necessarily requesting you play Gloria.
Well, regardless,
it's hashtag Play Gloria. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As much as I appreciate it and any donations, I'm not risking us being if we're gonna get demonetized, it's gonna be for some shit we say.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be for playing Gloria. No offense, guys.
But I'm saying I'm not even sure they're requesting you play Gloria.
Okay.
I think they're just saying Play Gloria.
I got another comment here that I think is worth addressing right now. From Jordan McGrady saying, "This is an interesting game. How much to kill Kobe? How much to kill Jeter?
Jesus Christ, guys.
A-Rod, MJ.
I don't want to kill anybody.
Well,
I don't want anybody
here,
killed.
Let me answer all those questions.
Why are we
for you.
doing this?
So Derek Jeter, not like he's not a bad guy, right? Like as far as I know, and also killing Jeter would only raise Jeter's status. It would much be like his, being part of championships teams that he was like whatever the 7th best player on. It would only it's like I won't kill Jeter. There's no amount of money you could pay me to kill Jeter. Jordan, like
why are we wanting to kill any of these guys?
Hold on. Let me answer all these questions. Jordan, same kind of thing. Only gonna like make his legacy that much greater. Now his father did get murdered. If I could somehow swing it to like he like is getting murdered over gambling debts, I mean it would still cost a pretty penny. It would cost millions. Let me just say that. Millions. Maybe 10 million. A-Rod seems like a good guy, right? A-Rod's like living his best life.
Who are these people who hate A-Rod, by the way?
Yeah. Kobe. I'd fucking kill Kobe. What, are you kidding? How much to kill Kobe? Like if I had a chance.
When you pull the trigger,
yeah, you go, I'd kill Kobe for $2 million. Am I allowed to say that?
No.
No.
He's being sarcastic.
Yeah, by kill I mean like kill that pussy. I don't know.
You kill Kobe's pussy.
I murder that pussy.
Yeah. This really took a turn.
Yeah.
I was so excited for all this sports discussion. I didn't think we'd be doing how much money we would.
By the way,
why are the dirt balls going that route? By
I'm just
the way,
saying.
says a lot about
Imagine
them.
Imagine somebody murdered that pussy. For $2 million. You could go live in the Dominican Republic and be king. You could be the king of the Dominican.
You don't own the bill. You don't own the whole
Dominican
country.
Republic is gorgeous.
I'm sure it is.
It's fantastic. Gorgeous.
You don't own the whole country for that much.
Yeah.
Or that little, I should say. Yeah. I'm not gonna kill anybody, guys. I'm just, I'm gonna just relax.
You're gonna kill the dreams of every team you've ever picked.
Yeah. And next up is the Warriors. Because the Warriors are going to win Game 6. They're going to force a Game 7.
Well, you already picked them to win the series.
I did. But now I like the Raptors in 7. You can change your opinion. I like the Warriors in Game 6.
Great. Can't wait to watch.
Mark it down.
Can't wait to watch Toronto win in Oracle now.
Dude, they're going to bring KD out. They're going to be so inspired.
Not. He flew east to get his. Didn't he fly to New York for his Achilles surgery?
Yeah, that's a good point. I saw his Instagram post. Okay. They're going to have a video or some shit. I don't know. They're going to be inspired. What do you think?
I actually like Toronto in Game 6.
You do?
Yeah, because I think, and like people were trying to say this, and it's like it's a dumb thing to say. Like, oh, I don't even know if they win Game fucking 5 without KD or whatever. But I do think KD starting that game, not his points, not the way he played, which, by the way, he played fantastic right up until he got fucking
11
hurt.
points in 12 minutes.
And it sucks. I mean, he's
the whole situation sucks.
Yeah. But, like, forget the whole, like, oh, the team shouldn't let him play. Like, all that shit is nonsense. Anyway, I think that everybody is kind of counting on now that, like, they have this emotional thing.
It's the emotional high, then the emotional low.
I still don't think just Steph, just Clay. Looney's going to be out now, right? Is Looney done for the series?
Yeah, he's done.
Like, I just think that they don't have enough manpower. And honestly, Toronto didn't play that fucking well in that game. Still almost won it. I tweeted about it numerous times. What Nick Nurse was doing calling that fucking timeout.
Do you know why? Do you know why now?
I have no idea why.
Well, I don't like the explanation, but it came out why. So basically, he would have lost the timeout. The way the TV timeout rules work, it was at 3:03. If the clock goes under 3, he loses that timeout.
Who cares?
I agree.
He had 5 of them.
I agree. But
so
that was his explanation, though. I'm just repeating what he said.
That's worse than just him. That's worse than him being like, I was playing some weird chess match where I was like, fuck you, you're not going to take a timeout. I'm going to take it. Who cares? Horrific. They had a dumb dick coach off at the end. Steve Kerr had one timeout left for the last 5 minutes of the game. If I'm Nick Nurse, I don't care if the fucking TV takes all of my timeouts. I'm not giving you a timeout to get your team sorted when you have somehow Steve Kerr, are you drunk? How did you have one timeout left for the entire game? And then apparently Nick Nurse didn't need that timeout because he didn't take one at the end of the game. He had them left over.
Yeah.
He didn't take one for the final possession.
Yeah.
Go home, Nick Nurse. You're drunk. And don't go home with Steve Kerr. He's really drunk. That was one of the most disastrous, horrific, unexplainable timeout calls I've ever fucking heard, I've ever seen in my life. Toronto had that game won. They had that game won, and they gave it to them. I just think that they're better at this point when Golden State doesn't have KD. And Kawhi didn't play well.
No, it was his worst game of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Minus that amazing run where he scored 10 points and
now
went
he
off.
had the ball at the end of the game with a chance to win it.
He was double-teamed.
And he showed no killer instinct whatsoever, ended up giving the ball up. So, it was a horrific game from him all around. We all know if your best player doesn't take the final shot, that they have no killer instinct. He was locked down by J.J. Barea on the play.
Joe,
He was
let
locked
it
down.
go.
Let
God,
it go.
just
I will never let it go.
Let it go,
I will never
bro.
let it go.
Let it go.
Because you know what happened? I tweeted that tongue-in-cheek, and people were like, no one thinks that. I'm like, finally, thank you. Thank you for everybody realizing that this is the point that everybody's been saying. Kawhi Leonard has a weird laugh, so we won't do the killer instinct thing for him. But, why won't we? Why didn't people? That's the question. I'm not doing it because I'm not a fucking idiot who understands basketball. But, why wasn't that the thing? Why did he pass it to fucking Lowry at the end of the game?
Well, he passed it to Van Fleet.
Why would he do that?
And Van Fleet passed it to Lowry.
Yeah, why would he do that? Skip Bayless didn't ask that, right?
Well, I don't watch Skip Bayless.
Who knows? Me either.
That's AIDS on TV talking. Literally, that's what Skip Bayless is.
Well, actually, you can live a full life with AIDS these days. I'd rather have AIDS than Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
I'd rather have AIDS than have Skip Bayless as a roommate. I'm not even joking. 100%.
You'd rather? That's a good
And
scenario.
by the way, just in case anybody's wondering, I'll kill Skip Bayless for $5,200.
You'd rather have AIDS than Skip Bayless as a roommate.
I'm at Joe Brain on Venmo, by the way. If anybody wants to put hashtag Skip Bayless in there. When we get up to 5 digits.
We're not that far from Fox Studios.
I know.
It's probably 7 or 8 miles away from us where they
My
film.
manager right now is like, did you honestly just say you've murdered people?
But at this point, your manager's probably like, I mean, if she listens to any of these episodes.
Yeah.
She still reps you.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I don't get calls, Andy. She said, did you say you'd murder Skip Bayless? Well, yeah, but I was joking. And then I brought up the thing where you were going to call me. So, obviously it was a joke.
I mean.
But also, I am at Joe Prain on Venmo.
Donations for Skip.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Skip.
Rip Skip. Rippy Skippy.
I-
Kobe.
I don't like.
I got that killer instinct, Skip. I'll show you killer instinct. Double team, triple team.
There's so many storylines happening with Kevin Durant's injury. I don't think people fully realize, guys, not to get all deep and shit, but this injury is going to have a ripple effect across the entire NBA.
Truly.
Offseason and future. We're talking about a serious injury. He's probably not playing next year.
It's the butterfly effect, as it's known. But this is the butter snake effect.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just gonna laugh at that. I'm
snake
just
made
gonna
of
laugh.
butter?
I'm just gonna laugh at that. I felt bad though because I'll be honest. First of all, when the injury happens, I was enjoying watching him. He drains 3 out of goes 3 for 3 from threes, 11 points, 12 minutes. Warriors are gonna win that game easily with him. That's how important he is. Then
he's the best player on the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, he's the second best player in basketball. He gets injured. Then the Canadians cheer it, which, guys, what the fuck? Look, dude, I have been such a vocal person about how Canadians are the nicest people ever. I've said it on this show.
Wrong.
I know.
Wrong.
I've said it at that hostel show that I host every Tuesday. There's always Canadians.
You didn't curse the Canadian fan base. You Ruther cursed the kindness of Canada.
Yeah. They were the nicest, friendliest people I felt in the world, the Canadians. The most pleasant people. They were cheering.
I think Canadians. So I think there's a lot of factors here. Yeah, first of all, yes, that's despicable. I've been vocal about Kevin Durant's a snake, fuck the Warriors, whatever. But like, you just don't cheer injuries. You don't wave goodbye to people who are getting hurt. It's gross. It's like it's Philly shit. It's why Philly is the fucking worst.
It's Michael Irvin shit.
And also, fuck you, Philly fans. Like, I went into some of those tweets.
Yeah.
And underneath, Philly fans like, oh, I thought this was only us doing it. It's like, no, it is only you guys doing it. That's why this is crazy. That's why everybody's like, fuck Toronto. Oh, Toronto just acted like they were Philly. Now everybody thinks they're despicable people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly, you guys are the ones doing this. You're the ones. Toronto caught a case of the Phillies. I think Toronto and the entire country of Canada, their lack of success in hockey, they haven't even played in the finals in however long.
It's pent up.
Yeah. And this is their thing. They really want this. Charles Barkley said on the hockey broadcast tonight, he thinks this will be good for the NBA. I think it'll be good for the NBA.
I've said that all along.
Canada would win, but the Canadians are taking this. Like, I've seen, like, I'm going to say this. You know, you're kind of like accusing people before of like, oh, like new Blues fans. It's like a lot of new Raptors fans out there.
Well, of course.
Like, shout out to Alex Pavone, great comedian that I know from New York, comes out here all the time. Always been a Raptors fan. Been fucking rocking the Raptors hat ever since I fucking met the dude. But, like, I know a lot of other Canadian comedians, you know, a lot of comedy folks from Canada.
Give me some names. Give me some names.
A lot of those folks are, you know, dancing around with their fucking Raptors jerseys lately. Suddenly everybody's got a fucking Damon Stoudemire throwback.
Oliver Miller jerseys have been out in full force.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I think Canada's turned for this. And just like, you got to keep your emotions in check.
They were just out of control.
It was gross.
Yeah.
They're waving goodbye.
Terrible.
People, they had people in the bars. Like, you know, I saw somebody.
Did you see the video with Steph Curry's mom?
No.
Bro. So she gets out of the car at the hotel in Toronto. Sonia. Lovely woman, as we all know.
Her husband played in Toronto.
Yeah. Dell played there. She gets out of the car. There's all these insane Raptors fans waiting. This is after Game 5. They're like screaming profanities at her. And she didn't back down. She got out of like the van or whatever it was and was like throwing her hand. She was talking shit back, and I was like, good for you, Sonia. I'm just like, Raptors fans, like, get it under control.
And
going after players' moms.
And the thing about the Raptors and Raptors fans, and I'm rooting for the Raptors, obviously. But you guys got to keep some shit in perspective. The basketball team has been decent for the last one with like long, at this point, standing choke vibes. Like, the last few years, they've been great. They've lost to LeBron every fucking year. Kawhi shows up. He's been there 6 months. And you're one win away from the finals. And he still hasn't said he's staying. Like, there would never be a more hired gun situation than a guy coming and be like, got your championship, peace, hate Toronto. Like, as a franchise, they've accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
But their biggest accomplishment is trading for Kawhi Leonard.
Sure.
Like, keep it in perspective a little bit, guys. You might go right back to being the Toronto Raptors. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I saw a comment.
What I'm saying is, like, just chill.
I saw a comment in the YouTube section, which I think is a great question. Do they boo anyone else? Or do they just boo Durant because of the whole snake and all the bad publicity that he's received for going to the Warriors?
What do you mean boo? Do they boo anybody else?
Like, do they treat a Steph Curry injury the same way? A Klay Thompson injury?
Yeah, I think they absolutely do.
They're just savages.
I think they're just fucking – I think that they're seeing the finish line.
There's blood in the water.
Yeah, they're just too turned up.
Yeah.
You guys were high on fucking maple syrup. Cut that shit with some water. You know, it's not safe to drink that. Ruther's talking about cutting out sugar. You guys certainly shouldn't be drinking pint glasses of it mixed with Molson.
No, what I said was I thought about seeing how long I could go without any sugar to see the physical and emotional effect it has. Because it's going to affect your brain emotionally, psychologically. I'm curious what me not having sugar after I do this triathlon, maybe a week later, what will do to me.
Just cut out water, see what happens then. Like, I mean, what kind of experiments are we doing here?
Brino, I've learned to realize I'm kind of a masochist. I don't think you realize that. I like to do things to my body to kind of see how it feels.
Okay.
So tomorrow I want you to chop off my dick. Aaron, I see you're chomping at the bit. What's going on over there?
I was going to ask, did you guys see the video of Warriors fans cheering when Kawhi got hurt when he was on the Spurs?
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Some serious hypocrisy going on.
Yeah.
At the fan bases here. Also, Ruther, very proud of you for switching over to the keto diet. I'm glad that I have inspired you.
You didn't switch me up. Hold on a second. Let's just,
Are you living a carb-free life?
No, all I said was I ate like a fat fuck in San Francisco. Like I was out of control. I mean I was so reckless one night. I was extremely stoned. I can't do 2 gummy edibles. I have the tolerance.
Too much sugar.
I have the tolerance of like a 16-year-old high school girl. And I ordered from this pizza place. It was a reckless decision. This is for me and another lady, a 25-pound Asian girl. I ordered eight large slices of pizza.
8.
Like I thought it was a medium, but it was 8 slices.
But did you order a pie?
Yeah.
All right. Why are we talking in slice form then?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take one of the pepperoni, one of the sausage, one of the vegetables. Like, guys, how many slices do you have? I'm going to have 8. I'm going to do 8 slices.
Okay. So I ordered.
You ordered a medium pie.
But it was like a big medium pie.
Okay. Big medium. Grande. Venti.
12 wings.
Okay.
An order of mozzarella cheese sticks. This arrived at 12:50 a.m. Like, there were some reckless decisions. Ate the whole thing completely naked. Just walking around. At one point, I had the sauce from the wings.
By the way, shout out to Owen who just gave me $5 to kill Skip Bayless, which I'm going to reappropriate that money and kill Ruther for eating mozzarella sticks naked. What kind of fucking? You could sell that on YouTube to the guy who likes your feet. Just like, hey, it's me and naked mozzarella sticks.
So my point is, I'm trying to just get that shit under control. So this week I've been trying to eat healthier. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And in doing so, have cut out carbs.
The last couple days, I've cut out carbs. Just kind of test some things.
See how your body feels.
Yeah, I
had a giant slice of Sicilian pizza on my way over here.
Oh, sounds amazing. Where was that from?
Hawaiian. Put paisanos in Hermos.
Oh yeah, okay, I know. But Aaron, the thing about you, real quick, is, and then I want to do a little more KD talk. You're drinking a beer right now.
I am drinking a beer.
So you're not keto free, bro.
I mean,
no, there's points.
I monitor my carbs.
You know,
much like I monitor these comments. I monitor my carbs and just
monitor my carbs.
I watch. I keep track of my intake. Like,
isn't the keto thing? Isn't it like Weight Watchers? Can't you have aren't they like
I got this. Honestly, I got this super dope app on my phone. This lets me
super dope.
It lets me just input what I ate for the day. Looks it up for me and everything, and then it helps me just keep track of it. I don't use it every day, but I use it as much as I can. But I mean, this weekend I went to Vegas and I was out there doing my thing.
What is your thing in Vegas?
Well, I don't know. You just get drunk with the boys and stuff.
Aaron, you got to put the mic next to your mouth, bro.
Did you gamble?
No, I didn't gamble because I've had a string of bad luck with that. But I was out there. You drinking stuff with the boys,
Gambled
whatever.
With your life.
And then I got a slice of pizza, which I posted to Twitter.
Yeah, that was.
I think it set the internet on fire, arguably.
Yeah.
But
you know what that slice of pizza? That if you put Aaron's slice of pizza that he posted on Twitter, that's up there with Hope Solo's fucking roast beef curtains vagina. That's up there with 2 girls, 1 cup. Like Prano said, it was disgusting.
It's just why do that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, had you have done that with your 1 a.m. food hiatus?
No, you know what I did, Aaron?
You might have felt
You know what I
better.
did the next day? I told the lady I was staying with, I'm going to take a lot of shits today. Unlike Prano, I'm open about it. You know, I just tell this girl, look, I'm taking a shit in your bathroom. And I think it makes her uncomfortable, but I don't care. Like, I got to let her know. I'm taking a dump. And I let her know, hey, we're going on some hikes today. I'm bringing wet wipes with me. I might have to shit in the woods. I might have to shit off the cliff into the fucking bay. I don't know. I'm open about my dumps. And, guys, I think we should all be open about our dumps. Let's just all let everybody know I'm taking a shit. You know, it's 2019. We can be open about our sexualities. We can be open about other things. Let's be open about when we poop. Grow up, people.
It's just something that you should roll out slowly.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, you've had one girlfriend your whole life, and you're almost 40. So, you know, maybe tap the brakes, Dr. Phil.
All right. Agree to disagree. Tomato, tomato. Whatever you say, Prano. Does KD stay with the Warriors?
I think he does now.
Right?
Well,
You know when he gets paid if he stays? If he doesn't opt out?
He can just extend for 1 year, right?
$31.5 million.
Yeah. Why would he not do that?
Why would he not do that?
I guess the reason to not do that, I guess, is some other team jumps in right now and says they'll pay him no matter what. Like if you're a rebuilding,
you Knicks?
Look, I don't even want to think about how this affects the New York Knicks. All I want is them to just keep R.J. Barrett, who they hopefully draft 3. Just I don't need people being traded at this point. Like, let's not try to fucking revamp the whole team now. Now we're gonna go for Anthony Davis, but we're not getting KD because KD's gonna stay. Like,
yeah,
just stick with the rebuild.
What do we make of team president for the Warriors, Bob Myers? I believe that's his name, right? I know his last name is Myers. Going full Oscar nomination, Academy Award, whatever you want to fucking. That performance of him crying at the press conference. Now, I was texting you and Tug. I was watching it live. I always go to NBA TV after the games, and I want to see, you know, what those guys have to say. And I believe Tug was mentioned, called it embarrassing. It was just a weird thing for me.
Like, what was he doing up there?
Well, and that's a good question. Normally, the team president would not be at the press conference. They said it was such a huge injury, and it was so serious. Obviously, it's to their best player that there was so much talk going into that game of should he play, shouldn't he play. All that factored into why he spoke to the press.
So he took it upon himself to speak to the press?
Yeah. And he took the blame. He 100% took the blame.
For what?
Saying it's his fault for him playing.
Yeah, I know. I saw him do that.
And Charles Barkley has said that too.
And I disagree.
Okay.
It's no one's fault at all. It's if you're going to point fault at anybody, it's the combination of doctors and Kevin Durant. If doctors evaluate him and they said, you're good to go, and then the question has to be, what does that mean? Like, the conversation, Kevin Durant, I don't think people understand. We've watched Hard Knocks the last couple of years. Everybody's watched Hard Knocks, right?
Yeah, it's a great show.
Do you see the way when the Rams are on Hard Knocks, how Gurley is treated completely different from everybody on the team, how Jameis Winston was treated from completely different from anybody on the team? There are certain players on any team that you're like, this is our, we're not fucking, this isn't.
It's a financial It's a financial investment.
But it's not even a financial, it's not a mystery. You're the most important person. Kevin Durant is one of those guys. The Looney injury, the injury, the way Looney is being treated.
I'm sorry. Aaron and I are both laughing. Everyone in the comment section on YouTube keeps claiming that I flew a plane into his Achilles.
That's amazing. It's amazing. You did kind of see it ripple. Ruther did KD's Achilles. So it's the second time Ruther has terrorized the city of New York.
Oh, man. Sorry, continue.
I just think that they're so there's so much care being taken of Kevin Durant, especially on a basketball team.
Sure.
He's the fucking best player on the Warriors. They know they can't win without him. They want him back, but like he also has to look at Kawhi, dude. The Spurs needed Kawhi to win. The dude didn't fucking show up. Like, it's 100% on Kevin Durant. It's 100% on Kevin Durant. He has to take the doctors into consideration. He has to take the team into consideration.
But I don't blame him for wanting to play.
Wanting to play and feeling like you can play are two totally different things. Of course he wanted to play. Was he healthy enough to play? Only you can say how you feel.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of ambiguous. A lot of times you might not be healthy enough to play, but you do it anyway.
But then
then nothing happens.
Then you have to talk to doctors, and you have to say, this is how I feel, and those doctors have to say, dude, everybody was saying Achilles the whole time, and then they were saying calf strain, then they were saying calf strain, then they were saying calf strain. Then he played for half of a quarter, and his Achilles rolled up his fucking ankle. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Somebody fucked up here. Either Kevin Durant fucked up and, like, downplayed how he was feeling.
Yeah.
Or doctors fucked up in reading MRIs, or doctors fucked up in saying it was a calf strain so he could play when they knew it was an Achilles. Like, somebody fucked up here. You don't go from like, oh, he has a calf strain to, oh, his Achilles snapped. We all thought it was Achilles the whole time. And they're like, no, it's a calf strain. It's a calf strain. It's a mild calf strain. Mild calf strain is going to keep him out 3 weeks. Mild calf strain is going to keep him out 3 weeks and then turn immediately into a torn Achilles? What? There were some lies told here.
Sure, of course.
And then Kevin Durant tried to play on a fucking whatever Achilles. And the doctors okayed it.
Well, it's like I said, it's completely changed the future of the NBA, especially the West, because he's not playing next year.
I mean, has there been like a timetable in terms of like, oh, in these injuries, this is like when he comes back?
I was looking at other players who've suffered the same injury. Of course, DeMarcus Cousins did. And I was looking at a few other guys. Kobe. Dude, you're talking a year. Like maybe 10 months. Okay, let's do that. 10 months, he's then available next playoffs after not playing a full year. My point is you're basically saying the Warriors don't have him for a year.
Yeah.
It's changed the history of not only the Warriors, the NBA. It really has.
Yeah.
Him playing has affected a lot of shit, guys.
I mean, we're already talking about the potential destinations for Kevin Durant, the Knicks, the
and
Nets,
now that's all
the
changed.
Clippers, what happens in the West, how teams approach now beating the Warriors. Let's say KD signs with the Warriors, like picks up his year option, which I have to assume he will. You're not strategizing to beat the Warriors with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Which is the way everybody has approached everything. The same way, the same way everybody like does that in every sport. You're looking at who is the best team and how do we beat that thing. Like, that's what the Warriors did in getting Kevin Durant to beat LeBron James.
Yeah.
And now, like, I got to think the Houston Rockets, if the LA Lakers add a free agent, if the Clippers add a free agent, they're not going like, oh, we have no shot of
Denver's
beating this
not
Warriors
going anywhere.
Yeah.
Portland's not going anywhere.
Portland getting Nurkic back, Like, I don't think
shit has changed.
Yeah.
Him playing has changed everything.
Are the Warriors the 1 seed next year?
Without Kevin Durant, no.
Well, we've already established Kevin Durant's not playing, correct?
Yeah. No. Which means they will be if the curse is accurate.
Right.
The Warriors will not be the 1 seed. Now, the Lakers, it was revealed today by Mark Stein, have offered a potential, not trade, but what they will offer coming draft, which is next Thursday, by the way. For anybody who doesn't know, it's June 20th. The draft is right around the corner. The Lakers said Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and their number 4 pick are all up for trade bait.
I'm fine with that.
I am too. They're trying to hold on to Kuzma,
Yep.
which I like. I've let my opinion known on those other 2 guys. I'm not a fan of Ingram or Ball or LiAngelo or their fucking dog or LeVar, any of them. Get the whole fucking Ball family out of here.
Look, I mean, I think Lonzo is still young, and I think Lonzo's a good defender, and I think Lonzo's a good passer, and I think the team was way better with Lonzo this year than they were without him. But we're talking about trying to get, a top 5 player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And not being able to part with 2 of your young guys and 1 draft pick to do that seems crazy. Now, I know, they like Kuzma. I like Kuzma. Hart. I like Hart. I like Lonzo too. I like Brandon Ingram. You're not a Brandon Ingram guy.
I'm not either of those guys. Get them out of here.
But when you say, to me, you also have to build a basketball team.
Sure.
Okay? If you want to be a championship team, you need Sean Livingston. You need Andre Iguodala. You need whatever. The idea that Brandon Ingram can't be Sean Livingston on a championship team is ridiculous. Of course it can be.
I totally agree. He can be.
Yeah.
But right now he's not. He's starting.
Right. But first you have to build a championship team, and then you need guys like that. My point is, if you're the Lakers and you're building a team, I believe Brandon Ingram can be your third scorer and be your starter. But the point is they're not winning a championship with Brandon Ingram as the second best player behind LeBron James on the team.
Agreed.
Okay? So you need – and also, by the way, if you're the Lakers, you're trying to build to win a championship right now because you have LeBron James who's got, a 2 or 3 year window. So you need guys who are not going to become great players one day. You need guys who are great players right now.
Would you give up Ingram, Ball, the number 4 pick, and Kuzma for Anthony Davis?
You're really not leaving yourself with a whole lot. I try to get it done without giving up Kuzma or without giving up one of those guys, because then what do you still have to get into a situation where you're pairing these guys with something.
Sure.
You need bodies.
Well, if you're the Pelicans, and you could have both the first and the 4th pick, and the first being what, by all accounts, looks like a legit franchise game-changing player in Zion Williamson, they could be setting themselves up. Because it's not like they have garbage. It's not like people forget just the year before last, they had a nice little playoff run.
Yeah.
They got some nice pieces down there in Nolans. I was trying to think of what's it? The 3rd ward, the 8th ward, whatever. I was trying to fucking, you know what I'm talking about?
Ward?
9th ward?
I mean, I think there's a bunch of different wards, but
what's the famous one?
The 9th.
But I'm saying, if you have the 1st and 4th
I don't think
pick,
that's where the Mr. Softy Freeze Center is located, but
the Smoothie King Center,
whatever.
It's next to the Mercedes-Benz Dome, actually.
Yeah.
It's not a bad move. Now, from all accounts, I don't think they're going to convince Anthony Davis. I did read the Sports Illustrated piece today on Rich Paul, who's Anthony Davis's agent with Clutch Sports, and he's saying he's not staying in New Orleans.
Right.
He's made that known.
Right. So, you're saying you got to do this deal with the Lakers.
I'm thinking they do.
But now there's talk of a 3-team deal. I mean, did you see the tweet that the New Orleans Pelicans put out today?
I didn't see it, no.
I mean, are you kidding?
How'd I miss it?
You got to pull up the New Orleans Pelicans tweet.
I'll pull it up.
Charlie from
It's Always Sunny?
It's Always Sunny.
They did a GIF?
Yeah, they did a GIF.
How'd I miss this? Oh, shit.
I mean, that's wild. Who's in charge of the fucking Pelican? Who's in charge of the Pelican social media? Killing the game. But they're doing the Charlie fucking trying to come up with, he's putting together a 3-team trade situation there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not staying.
Sure. He's done.
I mean, they're letting their Twitter go. We're trying to trade him.
Which, from his perspective, is kind of interesting. Dude, if they add Zion to that squad.
He's just done, and he's over it. It's like he cheated on his girlfriend cheated on him, and, they're still living together. And it's like, hey, we're gonna get a new house, and we're moving. We live in fucking Arkansas, but did you hear? My grandfather died, and we have his $2 million apartment in Miami. It's like, oh well, let's just forget that I cheated on you and you cheated on me then, and move to Miami. It's like that's not how it works. You still fucking hate each other.
Sure. I think you should read that article though. I think everybody should. That article, it's pretty interesting on Rich Paul. Like I didn't know anything about him. It takes you through his history and actually
he's the Chris Paul's alter ego that works for State Farm.
Yeah.
Right?
He's about that size.
Yeah.
He's shorter than me.
Yeah.
He's a little dude. All right, I'm going to hop in the comment section. I see one regarding me and the vape pen. Ruther, how much for 2 hits of the pen? Prano, what do you think?
Man, that's your life.
I don't know. Is $10 fair?
I don't know, man.
YouTube takes what? 33% of that? $10, 2 hits.
$10.
Should I go higher?
I got $5 to kill Skip Bayless. I'm just
I'm saying YouTube takes a percentage.
okay.
Or you can just donate it to Andrew Ruther on Venmo. That's the Dirty Sports Venmo.
I mean, yeah, hold it in there, the lungs, bro.
I also got a lot of work to do tonight. I got thusting to do after the show. You can never thust too hard.
Okay.
And I'm also working on no carbs. Although I'm craving a peanut butter and jelly and banana sandwich afterwards. I'm going to give in. Aaron. No, I fucking worked out today, though, dude. Like, your body needs carbs at a certain point. I'm not doing a triathlon next week without carbs. A mini triathlon. I mean, I did do 300 push-ups and 4-mile run today. Humble brag. Andy's beach workout is
I don't
back.
think it's humble brag when you say it yourself and you go, humble brag. Humble brag.
Prano, I'm bummed out, man.
Why are you bummed out, Andy?
Because you're leaving next week.
I am. I'm in New York.
You're gonna go to New York, and you're gonna miss. I need somebody. Maybe I'll take down Twerks, but I don't know if he can either with his work schedule. I gotta find somebody to go down to Reds Angels down in Anaheim.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Coming there to Anaheim.
There'll be 4 people at the game.
Yeah, there will.
There'll be nobody there.
Well, I know one thing, Andy. One thing's for sure. Whoever you bring, they're not going to have to pay because you're barely going to pay because you're going to get Angels tickets, which go for pretty cheap. Then you're going to get them on, dare I say it, SeatGeek?
That's right, Joe. SeatGeek, the only place where I get tickets. Aaron, what's your schedule like on the weeknights?
Weeknights, I'm free.
You're free.
I'm free weeknights. And I was going to say, shout out to Dirtball, one of the Dirtballs, I want to say it was Revy, pointed out that I look like I am, what's his name, Dietrich from the Reds?
Derek Dietrich.
Derek Dietrich? Yeah.
He kind of does.
So I'm thinking, dude, you put me in a Dietrich jersey,
okay.
I'll be out there signing autographs. Well, you know what I mean?
Well, he's also white, and
I'm not that dark myself, though.
yeah.
And he's
he is
he's
super
got
tan.
that baseball tan
Yeah.
now going.
Okay.
I put it on Twitter on the
Can I do
Percival
this
Twitter
ad read
account, check it
first
out.
before we talk about this?
Yeah.
Got to pay the bills here.
Continue.
The money that you're saving on SeatGeek, you should buy him a Derek Dietrich jersey.
Okay, I like that. So
you're
here's
saving at least $10.
So here's what we're gonna do, Aaron. I don't know if you've used the promo code, but if you haven't, we'll hop on SeatGeek. We'll go down to Angel Stadium. It's right off the freeway down there. We'll go. We'll get us some. I don't know what they sell down there. I know they have Dodger dogs here at the Dodgers games. I don't know what they sell. The Angels pokey. I don't know what they sell down there. But we'll go down there. We'll go on SeatGeek, guys. SeatGeek. You can meet us if you're a SoCal Dirtball. Because best of all listeners get $10 off their first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek supports our show, so we hope you support them as well. Use our promo code DIRTY for $10 off on your first purchase. You can use that for concert tickets, sports, comedy, whatever you want. Remember, that's promo code DIRTY for $10 off on your first purchase. Okay. Let's talk a little women's soccer. World Cup time, bitches. It's official. The Women's World Cup is here. The defending champions.
Are they the defending champs?
They were. They won in 2015. They beat, I believe, Japan.
Okay.
Ladies are back. The U.S. women, unlike the men, can fucking play. And I'll tell you what, I sat down here yesterday. I had the TV on. I was dusting, eating some food. The TV turned towards the desk. I watched most of that game. 13-0. What do you call it? A boat race
Yeah, for sure.
on the tie.
Yeah, it was for sure a boat race. I got an alert from the Fox Sports app, which I didn't. I know I have, but I never receive alerts from it.
Yeah.
The Fox Sports app sent me an alert saying the U.S. women's national soccer team is about to kick off against Thailand, and I was like, I guess is it Women's World Cup season? Okay, I'll put it on. So then I go on, and I start to do the whole thing. You know, I get streaming, blah 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 blah. Before I can get it on, it's 3-0.
Wow. Yeah, it was 3-0 at half. They scored 10 goals after the first period. Alex Morgan had 5. I saw a fun stat. Alex Morgan had 5 goals in that game. The all-time United States World Cup men's leader is Landon Donovan, who had 5 in his career. That is how shitty our men's team is. Let me repeat that. He's the all-time men's World Cup goal leader with 5. That's what she had in one match.
I mean, I think it's also our men aren't great, but our women are ridiculous.
They're insane.
Yeah.
We've won the World Cup 3 times, our ladies. And there's been a lot of discussion. That's why I'm bringing it up. People might be saying, oh, Ruther, you're going to cover Women's World Cup. You don't cover fucking golf. Well, one thing, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I enjoyed the shellacking. No mercy. I loved it. But a lot of people were saying, should they have taken their foot off the gas pedal?
The answer is yes.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. Why?
Why? Like what? What are they? What's the point?
No mercy, man.
Okay. So do you go to the same no mercy? Do you go to the same level of no mercy across the board in sports? Well, who gives a fuck if Kevin Durant ripped his knee? His Achilles is torn either way. His Achilles isn't not getting torn because the Raptors fans fucking boo him. Fucking boo him. Wave goodbye. Throw soda at him. He's not getting any more hurt. Fuck him. No mercy. In fact, throw soda down at maybe fucking Steph trips and no mercy too. Pimp all the home runs. Drill everybody. Like, is there something in sportsmanship? Is there something? I understand that there's a goal differential. I understand that that's part of the equation.
100%.
Right. The U.S., the defending champs, are getting out of the group, and the goal differential might make the difference. But if they win 7-0, their goal differential is fine. 13-0, they were still doing it late in the game, and it was still just like this aggressive pushing.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
How do you? Let me ask you this.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Let
me ask you a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
If a Thai female soccer player, just one person on the team, one person doesn't like that the United States is running up the score, and that one person decides to chase Utley, Alex Morgan, and just dive bomb her knee, you're still fine with it? They ran him up 13-0. You're fine with the best player in the U.S. getting taken out on purpose instead of them winning 7-0 versus 13-0? Because that's what happens in sports. People don't like to get embarrassed. You get embarrassed as a team, and you're a part of a team. But sometimes one player on the other team's like, you know what? Fuck you.
Well, here's a good example. Well, there's a couple things in play here. One, obviously, I'm not a soccer expert. I don't know anything about the sport. I don't know how you take the foot off the gas pedal. I know in basketball, you can dribble the ball around, kill the shot clock. Football, you just run the ball up the middle. I understand those sports. I don't know, like, when the ball is in the box like that, and it was consistently.
Well, it doesn't have to get into the box like that.
They're supposed to kick the ball backwards? That's my question.
But it was a full-on, full pressure attack of the goal the entire game. At some point. Also, what about the celebrating of every goal? The counting the goals as you come off the fucking field. Everybody's like,
Joe,
at what point do you put in, say, you're less players because you're up 7-0.
They did. At a certain point.
Alex Morgan had 5 goals.
Well, also there's
what was her last goal? The 10th of the game.
There's another factor in play here. We're not talking an 82 basketball game season, 162 baseball. These women or any of these World Cup athletes, they play once every 4 fucking years.
Okay.
You get your money's worth. If you can score 30 fucking goals on these on your opponents, score 30 goals. And also, it reminds me of the 92 U.S. men's basketball dream team. They didn't let up. Do you remember those games in Barcelona? And you know what? This is something I think a lot of people are missing the point on. How far has world basketball and the athletes of those countries come since we embarrassed everybody in the 92 Olympics, our men's team? There is an argument to be said that you can embarrass so much that you want to improve things for your country.
13-0 is like 10 times more embarrassing than anything we did as the dream team.
But it's not, though. They talk about that. I'm sure you've watched some of those documentaries. They've said the U.S. men's team embarrassed those other countries so much it forced them to say, hey, we got to get better at basketball. And within 12 years, they were winning world championships at the Olympics, and we were coming in 3rd place. So I'm just saying it can have an effect. I don't have any problem with the celebration. I don't have any problem with them running up the score, if you want to call it. They're just playing.
Well, it's not about them just playing, though. Like, if in soccer, and I've watched, my fair share of soccer with my dad being an Italian soccer guy. If you're up 2-0 in a soccer game, right, and you're playing for the World Cup, a lot of times there is a strategy of, like, we're done scoring.
Yeah.
Don't score anymore.
A defensive strategy.
Don't give them the opportunity. So it's not like it's impossible. It's not like we're talking about basketball where, like, Michael Jordan's just got to dribble and then, like, go out of bounds. There's just, like, a holding the ball situation. There's no shot clock. There's going into a defensive thing and going, like, we're just not going to let them score. We're going to win this game 7-0. It just comes down to what are you trying to prove by being up 13? And then another team reacting in a way that you don't like, you have to live with the consequences of that. That's something that happens when you coach baseball or when you play baseball. If you're up 10 runs and you tell your team, we're not stealing bases anymore, guys. No more stealing bases. Why? Because when you steal a base, he's going to get hit in the ear. And then what the fuck? Who cares that you stole a base? But it's going to matter when he goes to the fucking hospital. So just don't do it anymore. So why put yourself in a position where somebody is going to be out to get you? For what purpose? Well, my point is, what did it achieve? No one's talking about this in a way that's like, yeah, fuck yeah, 13-0. Should have been 14. Like, it didn't prove any more than 10. So what is the point of doing it? Is what you have to ask yourself.
But I'm saying that. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, can I jump in real quick? I hear the repercussions argument, and trust me, I would go to war for Alex Morgan. Let me just set the record straight here. I mean, she is an angel. But aside from that.
Have you beat off to her?
No, but.
Will you?
I mean.
Is that like on the agenda?
If she's scoring 5 goals a game, I mean, I think out of respect for our country, I might have to.
You're a huge fan.
Huge fan of Alex Morgan.
He walked into the Smut studio tonight and was like, Alex Morgan, Alex Morgan, Alex Morgan.
Yeah, that's fair. I did. But
we need to get him an Alex Morgan jersey.
I honestly would wear that. But my point, though, to your point is
we'll get to the jersey you brought in a minute.
Is that, just to play devil's advocate, is when it comes to, like, running up the score in sports and doing all that, and I think this goes for all sports, do you think it's almost more disrespectful, though, to lay off the gas pedal? Because for me, if I'm on the other team, I'm like, well, no, don't take it easy on me now, you asshole.
That's what a lot of and I watched.
No, the answer is very simple.
That's what a lot of the analysts
simple.
said.
It's very simple. Put in your lesser players and let's see what they can do.
But they did, Joe, and then those girls were scoring.
Show me what Alex Morgan scored 5 goals. Did she score 5 of the first 6? She just got 5 of the first 10. This is their best player. What was her last goal? That 9th goal of the game? Like, she had 5 goals. So if you're the United States, at what point against Thailand, when you're so dominant, do you go, we're going to win this game no matter what? I don't know, but like 4 goals, 5 goals? So 5 goals into the game, put in people who may not get international World Cup opportunities to play in the later rounds. Like, let them go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what everybody's ever done. Anybody who's ever been on the bench in a sporting event is like, yeah, now's the time for me to get in. Now, if those people keep fucking scoring goals, great. But, like, we're talking about the best player scored 5 goals. She scored 5 goals.
Yeah, but to Aaron's point, a lot, and I watched because I was curious because, again, I don't follow soccer. I don't understand it. I'm trying to learn some of these things. I watched the post-game coverage from a few different networks, and a lot of people said what he just said, is that in a way it is, you only play once every 4 years. It's almost viewed a lot of times, especially with different countries, and it's a different, rules and different etiquette, so to speak. They do view it as disrespect if you, quote-unquote, take the foot off the gas pedal. Look, I know they suck. This is how badly I know they suck. On a lighter note, I learned something last night about one of Thailand's goalies. This is what Michael Madgett told me, because he's our soccer guy. He knows this stuff. Their backup goalie literally got on the team by submitting a YouTube video. I'm not even making this shit up. This is wild. So the backup goalie for Thailand, her dad, who was born in Thailand, she plays college soccer at Kennesaw State, submitted a YouTube video. So then she went and flew over there. She tried out. She didn't hear from them. They brought her on last minute. She doesn't speak any of the language. She doesn't know any. She was born in California, I think. So, that's the state of this women's team.
I understand. They're terrible.
Yeah, they're awful.
My point is, they're terrible. The U.S. was winning that game. The U.S. had that game won. I think a lot of people, I think this story's way different if it's 9-0 and Alex Morgan gets taken out with a hard foul, doesn't play the rest of the tournament, and they end up losing to Japan 2-1 in the final game. I think a lot of people are like, maybe we shouldn't have tried to score fucking 10 goals. Because that's not something that you're telling the other team to do. That's not something their coach is telling one other player to do. But in sports, a lot of people are very, very competitive. And a lot of times, players are better than their teams are. Like, think about in the Men's World Cup we've watched over the years. How many times has Messi's team won the World Cup? How many times have they played in the fucking... He was the best player forever, but he wasn't always on the best fucking team. In fact, he was never on the best team. So if you have a player that is good on Thailand, maybe there's one chick on Thailand who thinks she can make the U.S. team. She's like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm going to fucking shred this girl's knee.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen. Again, it's the world... hold on, I stick by this. It's the World Cup. This happens once every 4 years. This is the highest level of that sport that they can play, right?
Yeah.
You can't get any bigger than the World Cup.
So what are you saying? You don't think that'll happen?
I don't.
Okay. Do you remember the World Cup where a guy on France head-butted the chest of an Italian player during the World Cup finals, where he tried to crack his sternum with a headbutt? Do you remember that?
I do remember
Because he
that.
was like, fuck you guys?
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm pissed off and fuck you. People do shit like that. And when people do shit like that is when they're losing and they feel embarrassed. I'm just saying you're putting your players in a position to get hurt for what?
Can you look up, because I saw in the YouTube comment section somebody talking about substitutions, that you can't have that many.
Oh, yeah, no, it's true. In soccer, you only get 3 substitutions.
Okay.
So it's different.
So,
to where maybe
hold on. So that's a huge factor into this. You're talking about substitutions. If you only get 3 substitutions, maybe that's why Alex Morgan is playing.
Okay.
And scoring.
Well, good for Alex Morgan. She got her 5 goals. I hope somebody doesn't fucking shred her knee in another blowout. I hope they win. I live in the U.S. Good for the U.S. I hope they win every game 14-0. But if they win next game 14-0 and somebody Chase Utley's her, because garbage athletes exist out there that are out there solely to hurt people, a.k.a. Chase Utley, who's on TV today in retirement talking about hating the Mets. Did you see this video?
No.
They said do you hate the New York Mets? He said, yes. Yes, I do. That was his answer. Because they're like, what's your deal with the Mets? Do you hate the Mets? Yes, I do. The dude has hate in his heart.
But again, I think we're doing apples to oranges, in my opinion, when we're talking about a long baseball season versus an event that happens once every 4 years.
That doesn't factor in at all to one person flipping out because they feel like they're getting embarrassed and trying to hurt somebody.
But what's gonna stop them from doing that at a closer game versus a blowout?
Because they don't feel like you're going out of your way to and make them, like, disgrace them. The same reason that you have, like, this is baseball 101. It's like there's a million things. You don't throw alley-oops in fucking blow-up basketball games. You don't steal bases in blow-up baseball games. You don't throw long in the end of fucking blow-up football games. It's why you go to the run. It's not like Baker Mayfield doesn't want to stockpile passing yards.
Yeah.
You do it because you're like, what am I going to do? I'm going to throw a bomb in this situation for what? To score more points? Well, what if somebody rips Odell Beckham out of the sky because this defensive back's sick of getting embarrassed?
But records where here's what's interesting too, and then we'll wrap this up. Records were at stake as well. So both men's but that's important because it's the same way. If a team, let's say you have the record for most rushing yards in a game, and your team's up 28-7. What's the difference between Alex Morgan tying the all-time record and also the women's team now having the biggest goal differential in the history of the World Cup and most goals scored? What's the difference between? In fact,
no one gave a fuck about that record before or after, and no one will ever talk about it again.
I think I agree. I disagree with you.
Okay.
There.
Did you know what the goal differential in Women's World Cup records were before yesterday?
No, I didn't. But I know that they set the record for both the men's and women's. I think that's pretty significant that they've set this all-time record. Again, it's to me, it's the same thing as the team running the ball. When you say, "Hey, you're up 4 touchdowns, but you can get the all-time rushing record."
You're a way bigger football fan than you are a soccer fan, obviously. What's the all-time team rushing record in a game?
No, I'm talking individual.
Okay, what's the all-time rushing record for an individual in a game?
I believe it's Adrian Peterson. But I remember, as someone who grew up in Cincinnati, Corey Dillon had it for a minute, and it was the same situation. They were killing the Broncos, even though the Bengals sucked. I believe it was the Broncos. I could be wrong. And it was the same thing. He's going to rush for this many yards in a game. They're going to keep giving him the ball, even though they're up 3-4 touchdowns. To me, it's similar.
You realize that they were up 13 touchdowns. They're not up 3-4 touchdowns. They're not up 4 goals. She didn't have 5 of their 6 goals. They had 13 goals in the game.
So let me ask you this: if Saquon Barkley,
you're just going to keep unwrapping the same thing a million times. What I'm telling you is,
no,
it's such a absurd number that you're putting yourself in danger of somebody going, fuck you guys.
But I'm saying,
that's it. That's all I'm saying.
If Saquon Barkley is on pace to get,
Saquon Barkley's not in a 60-0 game. He's not in it at any point ever. Never in it. There's no situation where Saquon Barkley's in a 60-0 NFL football game. And guess what? If he were, people would be freaking out. They'd be like, what is Barkley still doing in there? What if he gets hurt? That's all anybody would be saying.
Well, we can't exactly make this analogy because, again, only 3 substitutions are allowed. So I guess then the question comes to this. If they can't take Alex Morgan out, and I don't know if she could have been taken out with the substitution situation, but if they can't take her out, you're saying don't play as well as you can, where I'm saying, look, she's in there. Play the best of your ability.
Guys, hey, here's the thing. Do whatever you want. Also, be prepared for some psychotic Thailand chick to hammer bomb your knees because you're embarrassing her, and this is the first and only time that she'll be on national TV in her entire life. She's on her period. You've scored 7 goals on her, and she has decided to fucking murder you. Dude, like, Tanya Harding hired somebody to use a metal pipe to thrash the knee of an opponent in the offseason. People are crazy.
Yeah, I'm not saying people aren't crazy, but that's I mean, I don't even know what that has to do with this situation.
Well, look at any fucking baseball game where a team steals up fucking 10 runs. Look at any football game where a team goes long up 40 points. Shit gets fucking dangerous.
But again,
unless you want the 5 goals Alex Morgan scores in the first game
this
to
is
be
like the World Series, though. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is the anyway. Okay, we don't agree. It's fine.
We don't agree because you're talking in circles about something and you're completely disregarding that they're going out of their way to embarrass their opponents.
But I don't agree with that.
Okay, well, the whole world is talking about whether or not that's the situation. So if it weren't possibly the conversation, then why are we having this conversation?
Well, obviously,
why do I think it? Why did the 5 people who we showed on TV talking about on ESPN, why did the entire panel agree that you posted the video of on 30 Sports? Why did they all agree? Why do I agree? Why is it headlines?
They agreed. The thing that I posted from the Fox crew who called the game, they had no problem with it.
Well, Alexi Lalas didn't win shit. So
okay.
Suddenly the USA guy who got embarrassed in 94 thinks that we should run up the score. Maybe if Alexi Lalas was fucking good, he'd have a way to discuss what good soccer players should do when blowing out teams.
Well, those women who have won, who were on that panel as well, also had no problem with it. It's fine. Look, we don't agree.
No, you posted a video where 5 people were like, well, maybe they should have turned back. Maybe they shouldn't.
Only one guy, only the host. All the former players, if you watch that video that I posted on our Twitter, all the former players, it was Alexi Lawless and 3 females, former women's players. They all agreed they had no problem with it. If you watch the video. It was the host who had a problem with it. Again, you have a problem with it? I don't. It's fine.
I have a problem with putting your players in danger for what? And I still want that's the only thing I want the answer for. For what are you putting them in danger for?
Well, my response again could be that they could be putting their players in danger at any score. What you're basically saying is the probability is higher of them putting themselves in danger with the score up.
I'm saying, what are you proving? What is the point here? What are we doing?
What I'm saying is, why take the foot off the gas pedal? This is once every 4 years. It's fine. We don't agree. We can agree to disagree. I do want to move on, though. We'll wrap up the show. We got a couple more things. We have a New Jersey, which I don't know if we're going to agree on this one either. Intern Aaron over here, he's been so excited about this. He's been giddy, Prano. He's giddy right now. You bought a jersey over a guy who's kind of, taking over a lot of the show recently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hop on here, buddy.
I'm stoked, honestly, about this jersey. Because it was, first of all, great deal that I found on eBay. And the jersey, I don't know, are we allowed to show it?
Yeah, of course,
okay.
dude. It's not.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right. I'm gonna bring it over real quick, guys.
Okay. Careful, there's water there. Okay. So Aaron has the jersey. He bought this. Where did you buy it?
I got it on eBay. It was like 20-something bucks, and I was the number 1 bidder on it. And I was like, oh my goodness, this needs to be on the Smut Studio wall. I mean,
okay. So he buys the Richie. Leave it here. Just leave it here. Just leave it here. Thanks. He buys the Richie Incognito jersey.
I mean, it's legit. It's
his Miami Dolphins days.
It's legit. I mean, it might be Richie Incognito's jersey.
Yeah. It's
sewn on. Now, Richie Incognito, known for bullying
Jonathan Martin.
He's known for trying to decapitate his father's dead body. He wanted his head.
Yeah.
Assaulting his grandmother.
Well, he ripped off, I believe it was the alarm system or the fire alarm, because he said his grandmother was responsible for his father's death, and also, again, because he wanted to decapitate his own father for research.
Right.
For science. Can we get Richie Incognito in a lab coat and glasses and the goggles? So Richie Incognito, this is a perfect crossover, Aaron. You don't even realize you were doing this. Richie Incognito, who's now currently a member of the Oakland Raiders, who have been tapped as the new team for HBO's Hard Knocks this year. So Aaron, here's the thing about the jersey. We have Ray Guy and we have Bill Walton. Now, Incognito is very controversial. He said some racist stuff. I believe he was dropping the N-bomb. It's very confusing because he was dropping it with one of the Pouncey brothers, who also, small world, are connected to Aaron Hernandez. Like, this stuff all comes full circle on our show. And one of the Pouncey brothers had no problem with him dropping the N-bomb, which, whatever. Like, I don't know the relationship. But you think this should be up? Like, we're going to have to map this? Like, where's this going?
I mean, it's very controversial, and I don't condone his behavior. However, that being said,
first of all, I love the idea of like bets where a loser has to wear the Incognito jersey for an episode.
I think so.
You know, or wearing Incognito on the street. That's fun.
Oh, Frano's onto something.
Okay, I think we could get more use out of that, and also, aesthetically speaking, the color scheme doesn't fit so well. So maybe we could use it as a
Don't worry about the color
strictly
scheme.
bets purpose.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of scheming.
But I think
there.
you could fit it in there. I mean, switch some things around.
Ruther, potential of it going like on a sidewall as like just like part of your decor.
I mean, I don't got much space to work with. I got next to my bed.
I mean, I think he deserves a place in the wall. He's arguably one of the most savage players in the history of the NFL. And when he was on the Dolphins,
you have that great big thing in your kitchen, which is so nice. That could be a jersey spot up there in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, I like looking at my old Cincinnati thing in the kitchen.
And Dolphins Incognito is when the savagery started.
Bathroom Incognito? The bathroom, you get a bathroom jersey frame?
I like the idea of the loser's got to wear that shit around.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, that's not a jersey I want to be seen with. I mean, he's got a history. I don't think people fully know, to the extent, which is maybe a good thing. What did you pay? Do you mind? Hop back on the mic. What did you pay for this?
I think after shipping taxes, it came out to like $33. But like the winning bid, it was like 28.
Who's the person putting up the Incognito jersey on eBay?
Somebody who really loved Incognito. This is a $250 jersey. I'm not joking. This is a $250 jersey.
Yeah, full price. It would have been. So I was so excited when I found it because I was looking for bobbleheads. Initially started with that, thinking, all right, we can replace the one we lost. But then I saw that.
Best intern we've ever had.
Better.
Best intern we've ever had. I was looking for
Thank
bobbleheads. I decided to go a different route. You should see his notes he has after every episode. It's a shame that he, is doing real things with his life. It's good for you, but it's a shame for the show. Well, look, we thank you, Aaron. It's gonna come into play for sure, and I'll play.
I love the loser has to wear it for something.
Wear it to like a woke place in LA.
Yeah,
like a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. So some girls like, ew, is that Richie Incognito?
No, girls have no idea.
Okay, yeah, true.
But just like wear it to Tony P's on a Sunday for like sport, like people are like, is that an Incognito jersey? Like, what the fuck?
I still think it'd be fun to get to Andy to have to run a marathon in the Incognito jersey.
Bro, you know how hot that would be? Like a marathon?
True. I saw a guy dressed as like the fucking Big Ben running the London Marathon. Like, tap the brakes a little bit. I'm like, it couldn't be done.
Yeah, that guy's a badass, and I'm not at that level yet. Trust me, I'm the one who posted that. Motherfucker finished the marathon under 4 hours. Absolutely ridiculous. My life goal is to run a marathon as a gorilla in honor of Harambe.
Were you at all embarrassed by the guy running it as Big Ben in under 4 hours?
I thought about it in Cincinnati a few times during the marathon. No, I'm not embarrassed. That guy's he's a badass. It is what it is. But if I'm going to run it as Incognito, you got to get the helmet too.
Also, you should have like one of those things where like you have a dummy in front of you in a Jonathan Martin jersey. You're just chasing him the whole marathon. Like an old school like donkey costume, like where there's two parts.
Yeah. Like
you're just chasing him with like a stick.
How great is this Hard Knocks going to be?
Or like somebody else runs a marathon, and is your like pace setter. Like if Tommy Dewey's Jonathan Martin with the wig and everything, and you're just chasing him the whole time.
I think that would ruin.
You can't keep up with Tommy.
Tommy's got. Well, first of all, I couldn't keep up with Tommy, and second of all, Tommy's got a good career going.
Hashtag Tommy was mentioned.
Did you see somebody started the tug tracker? Did you see?
Oh, great!
Did you see the Twitter feed? Somebody started the tug tracker.
Love it,
dude. I've never been more excited for a Hard Knocks. I mean, last year's the Browns was great because you had an 0-16 team, Baker Mayfield, Hugh Jackson. Do people realize the roster? You have Incognito.
Yep.
Vontez Burfict,
yep.
who tried to kill Antonio Brown,
yep.
who's now on the Raiders. John Gruden.
It's a bunch of grinders.
the Davis brothers.
Yeah.
Mark Davis with this $12 Great Clips haircut.
Yeah.
They're leaving to go to Vegas. Dude, the storylines.
Yeah, it's going to be a debacle. Is everybody just pounding the Raiders under this year? Like, give me the Raiders under right now, because actually maybe hold off on giving me the Raiders under because everybody loves to fall in love with the Hard Knocks team. So give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders under like 2 weeks into Hard Knocks, where everybody's like, oh, you know what?
I'll give you my prediction right now.
Okay.
I'd set the over under at 4.5. I'd set it that low.
Yeah.
Even though, Carr's a nice little, like, he's a pretty good quarterback. You're adding Antonio Brown. But again, I mean.
I forget. Are you a Raiders fan?
Yeah, Aaron is.
Yeah, Aaron's a Raiders fan. Yeah,
I'm a Raiders fan. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how this team chemistry is going to play out.
I'm just so glad it's not the Giants, because they were one of the 5 teams that couldn't say no.
It was Giants, Raiders, Redskins, Lions.
Yeah. So and then they could ask other teams to do it, but the 5 worst teams can't say no. So I'm just stoked it's not the Giants.
I'm stoked that it's the Raiders. We wanted this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a straight out of like a Real House. Like, I don't watch those shows. I mean, you watch The Bachelorette, so you can tell me, Prano, but this is like straight out of that. Like, they're just creating the drama.
Yeah. I just love the idea of Antonio Brown going to talk to Gruden about connecting him with Mark Davis so that he can take Mark Davis to not sports clips. He's like, Coach, can you get me in touch with Davis? I want to take him to LeBron's barber shop on the shop. He's like, oh, I like this. Antonio here, trying to get in touch with the owner, trying to bridge the gap, player to owner, just a grinder, just here, trying to get the loaner out of that bowl cut, get him into a Lego haircut. I don't know if he could do it with the floppy ginger hair, but I like where your head's at, Antonio. Come here, new look team, new Raiders, going into the coach's office. Not going to be turned around, going right into the coach's office and say, hey, coach, take me to the owner. Just going for it. Like, now, when you were at your house, what were you saying to yourself? What were you saying? Saying, I'm gonna go to coach's office. I'm gonna just go right up to Chucky, and I'm gonna just go, hey, coach, let me get up there and talk to the owner. Let me get him a Lego haircut. I like it. We're gonna get you the ball a lot this year. Just a grinder. Anyway, also, Incognito called you the N-word. No biggie. See you at practice. Don't take it too hard. Kind of a grinder.
Oh, I'm so fucking excited. They're leaving.
Watch what happens if some team tries to go up 13 touchdowns on the Raiders this year, by the way. Incognito will be fucking shooting guys blow darts.
Yeah, he probably will.
Be decapitating the other team.
But
when Patrick Mahomes tries to set in a fucking 14 touchdown passing record against the Raiders, Incognito's going to come off the bench with a fucking,
axe.
A Fortnite battle axe.
Yeah.
Just fucking dabbing over his dead body.
But again, Joe, I wouldn't compare Incognito to
Taiwanese
little
or
Asian
Thailand.
girl. Yeah.
You don't think that one of those girls like spent her life like dribbling a fucking soccer ball across like a wooden planked like alligator farm or something? Like who goddamn knows what's going on in Thailand?
It's a really nice jersey, Aaron.
Yeah.
This really is. You're good on that, man. I'll tell you what. I mean, the combo of the incognito jersey and the L chain.
Huge. I mean, just the clashing green and yellow.
I mean, you rock that around town.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the most embarrassing spot you could.
Like, I would like to see you in this with the L train and your Make America Great Again hat.
Ah.
Loser wears a Make America Great Again hat and an incognito jersey to someplace in L.A.
But like, where would be the most embarrassing spot?
The hood. You'd be dead. This motherfucker right here. Incognito.
Yeah. It's like, which Die Hard was it?
That was
2?
2. That was 3. That was 3. It was 3. That was the best one.
Yeah. I'm stoked, though. Well, in Kellen Winslow news, we got to update it. It's about legacy, yo. And his legacy has...
Didn't we have a Kellen Winslow bobblehead?
We still do.
Oh, is it over there?
Yeah, shout out to Kyle Aronofsky. That'll be a collector's item.
I mean, we talk about being afraid of displaying certain things. I'm here about the gangbang.
You can't even look at his picture without thinking of Todd Phillips. So, Kellen Winslow Jr., guys, if you didn't see the news, has been found guilty on forcible rape, along with lewd conduct and indecent exposure. A jury in San Diego deliberated this past week and found him guilty of raping a 58-year-old woman who was homeless.
Yikes.
Not good. Now, the other charges, he had 8 remaining charges, besides those ones I just mentioned. They declared a mistrial. And the latest update is it's unclear if the prosecution will try to retry the case on those other rape and other awful charges. But he has been convicted of the one rape, so he's off to prison.
Bye-bye. Bye forever. We've covered the Kellen Winslow story so many times. I just don't know. I mean, he's guilty. He seems guilty. He became Todd Phillips, which is really going to affect Todd Phillips' career. But bye forever. I got nothing else for him.
Todd Phillips is going to get ruined. He's going to be a Me Too casualty because of Kellen Winslow Jr.
Trying to rebrand with the new Joker movie. This guy's out raping people.
Unbelievable. Joe, it's been a fun episode. I hope everybody enjoyed it on YouTube. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope everybody enjoyed it who did not listen on YouTube, but you should. You should watch it on YouTube. You have some big shows coming up in New York. I want everybody to go out and support my boy here on my left, especially at the Stress Factory in New Jersey.
The Stress Factory is in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Oh, sorry.
Bridgeport,
I
Connecticut.
apologize.
That'll be my headlining gig Thursday, June 27th. If you're in and around Connecticut, New England, if you know where Bridgeport, Connecticut is, come to that show. It'll be a great show, and it's my headlining spot for the week that I am in New York. I'm also will be at Empire City Casino in Yonkers. I'll be at the brand new Stand, which is opening on Monday the 24th, which I think will be their first Frantic, which is always one of their best shows. And the Stand, I love the Stand. I'll also be in Bridgeport, Connecticut, opening for the legendary Gilbert Godfrey the weekend after I'm there on a Thursday.
Formerly known as the Affleck Duck.
Yeah. If you live in and around Bridgeport and you, for some reason, absolutely under no circumstances can get out on a Thursday night, definitely come to those shows. But, again, the Thursday night show, it's like, like I talked about last episode, just being able to showing that you can sell tickets on your name is important in the comedy business. So if you're a dirtball or if you're a friend of a dirtball or if you're anybody in and around Bridgeport, Connecticut, come to those shows. Come to that specific show.
Now,
Thursday the 27th.
Do you know, is that 18 or 21?
I believe it's 18.
Okay.
But if you go to bridgeport.stressfactory.com, we'll have all the info there. And if you're a dirtball and you can make it, hit me up, slide in my DMs. We'll do a meet and greet after. I'll sign anything. I'll do anything. We'll drink together. Every dirtball that's ever come to a show knows I hang out after. So
will you
come to that
be
show.
wearing the Richie Incognito jersey on stage?
If I sell out the place, I'll wear the Richie Incognito jersey on stage.
Oh, for real?
If I sell out the Stress Factory, I think it's like a 300-seat
You sell it out.
If I sell it out.
Guys, it's been put out there. If you're in the area, in the vicinity of Bridgeport, Connecticut, get everybody you know. I want to see Joe do a set wearing a New York Mets hat and a Richie Incognito jersey.
Yeah. I will wear the Richie Incognito jersey.
Unbelievable. All right, well, follow him on Twitter at Fix Your Life and on Instagram at Joe Prano.
And we just started adding shows for the Bay Area, too, which
yeah, that's right.
we're doing Tahoe, and then we're going to go to the Bay after.
That's right.
Those are in July. Andy's coming along this time.
I'm tagging along for some shows.
Go to joeprano.com and check out the week I'll be in the Bay. If you're in Tahoe, I'll be there. And at Joe Prano on Instagram, at Fix Your Life on Twitter, and special still available. I didn't go home before I came here. I would have brought Aaron's copy of the special. I got you, buddy.
Cool. And you guys can follow me at Andy Ruther, and of course, keep leaving those iTunes reviews. Leave a new one if you left an old one. Drop your Twitter or Instagram handle, and you'll get 2 koozies. I'm still waiting on my koozies in the mail, but once those arrive, I will ship a bunch out. You guys have done a great job leaving those reviews. Excuse me. So thank you. Keep it up. And Twerks with Wolves. You're talking shit to me real quick about basketball on Twitter.
I am. Yeah.
Are we playing this week or what?
Yeah. We can do it this weekend. We can play.
Okay.
I actually went out and played this past week for a little bit. Out there working on my step backs and everything.
Truth is, I haven't shot a basketball in over a year.
My cardio is awful, so it's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think that matters as much, though.
But it might. I mean, 1-on-1, it's all on you.
Okay.
So I might be tapped out after 5 minutes. So
okay.
We'll see. But yeah, let's make it happen. I'm all for it.
All right.
Can I put my
DS interns?
Yeah. Thanks guys for all the follows. You guys, please follow me at DS interns on Twitter. I'll hit you with that follow back, and yeah, keep commenting on my stuff, favoriting all that stuff, and I'll like I said, I'll talk to you guys on Twitter. Yeah.
He's all about that follow for follow game, Prano.
Yeah. Follow for follow, man. I stay to it.
All right, guys, that's the episode. Enjoy your weekend. Game 6, big one tonight in Oakland. We'll be watching. All right, Dirtballs, thanks for all the support. Go see Prano on the East Coast, especially, guys. So support him. I want him in that Incognito jersey.
Yeah.
Make it happen, Dirtballs.
I'll pack it just in case.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend and stay dirty.